I'm Carmel Jane here on Phoenix 98 FM, and in the studio we have Emma Goode from 24 Fingers. She is a mother, Buddhist and all-round social media guru. Welcome, Emma.
Welcome. Hi.
Excellent. So today we thought we'd talk a little bit about the getting more followers on social media. Emma knows all about social media and it's what she does for other companies, but she's got some super top tips. And so what would be your number one tip to think about when we're trying to grow followers on Facebook and Instagram and social? What would you say, Emma?
I think be social. I think sometimes it's really easy for brands to put posts out there. Actually get involved in conversations, interact, and don't be afraid to show personality.
Excellent. I know I'm a bit of a Gary V fan, and his is jab, 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 right hook, which is content, and then sell. And I know I'm guilty of it too. Sometimes you think, oh, I've got something to sell, and you put it up. But people want to, it's social media, isn't it? They want to be friends with you.
That's right. I think the governing rule really is do 80% of content that adds value and only 20% about your own company and your own product. People don't want to be sold to on social. We've gone past that. And I think if you can add value and create content that resonates with people, you've got a much higher success of being followed.
What's your favourite platform?
My personal favourite platform is Twitter. I think Twitter's fantastic if you're concise and really getting to the point. I think actually the biggest and fastest growing platform is Insta and Facebook. So if you've got a product and service, definitely concentrate on Facebook and Insta. But if you've got an opinion or you've got something to say, head on over to Twitter.
Well, you know what? I like to think I've got an opinion and something to say, and I just have never really got Twitter. I think, who's listening? I know it's good, and actually I have got a bit of traction, but I'm a bit of a Facebook and Instagram, but maybe that's because with being photography, I am Carmel Jane of Carmel Jane Photography, if anyone is listening, and I do have a photography company, and so I do love a bit of Facebook, a good way to keep in contact with truly on a social level. So give me some examples of how you can show some personality.
I think a great account to follow who does it really, really well is Innocent Drinks. They are self-deprecating, they're really funny, they're not afraid to show behind the scenes stuff, they show their personality, they show their tone of voice. Don't be afraid to do
So Innocent Drinks, so they Facebook and Instagram?
Yeah, they're all over and they do it really well. They'll always pick up on the trends, they've always got a funny spin to add to a story.
And really cute branding and things, and so really tons to learn off them, I imagine.
Consistent branding. I think it's really important for a brand to have a strategy and have a tone of voice. So whatever your company values are, whatever your purpose is, make sure that that's reflected in your social media tone of voice. People see that, they like it, they get to know you and the brand. And as I say, Innocent are a really great company to look at and learn from.
I know, so we're Carmel Jane Photography, and when we put out our beautiful photos, they get likes. But if we do behind the scenes, they tend to get more traction. And actually, an iPhone photo, here we're a photography company, an iPhone photo, but it shows something a bit real, shows one of my team in action. So, and it's easy, I know, for us, because you want to keep that polished. You want to say, hey, this is us. We're really polished and fabulous. But actually, people want to know who the person is, or the people are behind the brand.
People buy people, and if you can engage somebody with your personality or your thoughts and opinions. You mentioned Gary V earlier, people think they know him, they like him, they trust him, and don't be afraid to show you, the real you.
I know that I do, anyone that follows me may know I do a few vlogs, and I've met people and they've come up and said, hi, how are you? Like, they've never met me, they've seen the vlogs, and that real personal touch does make a big difference. But I think, sometimes it's hard to choose what content you're putting out there, but being you and being personal, I know, does make a huge difference. We're going to take a little break. We have got Blue Tones with Blue Tonic. We've got Emma Goode in the studio. She is a social media expert, and we're talking to her today about how to grow your followers. If you've got a business, especially if you're a startup, you need to get more people, you need to get your message out there. And we've talked a little bit about interacting, being social on social media. It's not all about selling, but really we need to get followers. We need to increase those number of people that are out there for us, Emma. And I've heard a bit about people buying followers. So what do you think to that?
Just say no. Lots of emails come through about getting 10,000 followers for 99 cents. Please, please, please don't be tempted. Run a likes campaign on Facebook and Insta for sure.
So how do you run a likes campaign?
So you can target through a promoted ad campaign on Facebook and Insta people that make up your ideal clients. You can target them by demographic, by location. So, for example, if you've got a Brentwood business, you can target people that live and work in the area. You can target by gender, by interest and hobbies. And that way, at very small cost, you can build up your number of fans.
So you can target these people, but have you got any kind of ways? Do you just say like our page? How do you kind of pitch it to people to get them to follow you?
I think, as always with all social media, add value. So give them a discount, give them some valuable content, give them something they can't get elsewhere that's going to make them think, actually, that brand knows what they're talking about, or they've got a lovely product. Actually, I want more from them. I want more of the same.
Brilliant. Really great idea for especially the small businesses out there really trying to grow. And something interesting that we mentioned actually while the song was playing was retargeting potential fans. And I didn't realise. So tell me a little bit more about that, Emma.
So that's a really great and efficient way of getting more fans from people that are already aware of your brand. So essentially, if somebody's visited your website, you can target them again through Facebook. The next time they go on Facebook, they'll be shown an ad by your company. It's a really cheap way, and it just gives that kind of double reinforcement that actually you're a brand that they like, know and trust. Come on over and like the page. I
have to say, I'm a little bit embarrassed because I thought I was reasonably social media savvy and doing okay with my own company, Carmel Photography, and I don't really know about this. So how do you go about? How do you actually do this if you want to retarget potential fans?
So again, that's in the Facebook ad platform. You can do that on Instagram as well. You will essentially collect IP addresses from people that have visited your website. Facebook will store that information and recognise when a fan has been to your website. The next time they go onto Facebook, they'll be presented an ad from you.
So if you're not in business, that's now why when you've looked for a sofa and then you get tons of sofa adverts on your Facebook feed is because of this remarketing, which I think sometimes it feels a bit intrusive, but actually, if I am looking for a product or service, it's quite nice to get some people pop up in front of you. So I really like that idea. So I don't feel that we've been doing enough to keep our fans and get those followers. So I think if we've got people who have been looking around, will be fantastic. We're going to have another song. Cirrus Matthews and Smash the Glass, and we're going to be back with one final set of top tips from Emma after this. So we are back with Emma Goode from 24 Fingers, mother, Buddhist and social media guru, she describes herself. And we've been talking about if you've got a business and you want to increase your followers on social media. Emma's a big Twitter fan. I'm not. I'm more Facebook and Instagram. And, of course, LinkedIn is another big one. But we've been talking a little bit about being social. You have to interact with your customers. You can't sell too much. Have to show a bit of personality. And then we talked a little bit about how you can really target and do a likes campaign. So, Emma, looking at all that, what other top tips have you got for business owners who might want to increase their following across social media platforms?
I think with Valentine's Day coming up, it's a great time to run a competition. Competitions are brilliant for sharing your brand wider and faster. I think typically only 3% of your audience will see your posts organically. And
that's interesting, isn't it? Because you think, especially because more of your friends see your posts, but on business, the sad fact of Facebook, unless people really engage and start sharing, no one's seeing it unless you're paying for it.
That's right.
And that's how they're making their money, isn't it?
It is. It's a way of the world. It's kind of a pay-to-play platform nowadays, and competitions and kind of user-generated content, i.e. if you've got a restaurant or you've got a clothing brand, asking customers and fans to take a photo of themselves at your establishment or wearing your products and sharing on social media is a great way of getting what we call viral reach. And obviously when your customers' friends see the post, you can invite them to like your page as well.
So the competition is a great idea. And I do know a few clothing companies and product companies where they really encourage people to share their, especially on Instagram, share fantastic photos actually. And some of them are so good. So you're getting free content as well, free, really organic content, which I think people they're quite proud of their photos they take, aren't they?
Exactly. I think people like authentic content. When it's too silly, it just turns people off. So the more authentic and the more real life you can keep it, and like you say, if it's great content and great quality content, that just enhances your brand and builds you an asset library of content. It's a win-win.
So difficult. I mean, it's time-consuming stuff, social media. And I've got someone in-house that does some of it, but I do tend to spend a lot of hours just kind of poking around, seeing what's going on. So how do people decide what platform they're going to use?
Find out where your tribe are. So go onto each of the platforms, see the volume of conversations about your product or your service or industry, it'll be quite apparent what platform is going to work for you the best and which isn't. Like you said earlier, if you've got a product or a clothing brand, makeup, then Insta's going to be your platform. If you're B2B and you provide a service, then LinkedIn's your land, as it were. But do some research in terms of where your ideal client hangs out and where they spend most of their time talking.
I recently had an accountant ask me if he should be on Snapchat, and the answer was decisively no. And there's probably people listening that don't even know what Snapchat is, more or less including myself. I know my kids use it, but there are so many platforms out there, and you really do have to make sure you're using the right one. Otherwise, you are just down a big a time hole and wasting your time, aren't you?
I think if you spread yourself too thin as well, that's worse than doing one platform really, really well. And if you've got the content, you've got the conversation to excel in one platform, do that before doing 5 platforms badly.
Brilliant. That was Emma Goode from 24 Fingers. They're a local company that if you're all fingers and thumbs with your social media, they can really, really help. And I think a lot of this today, you've really got to nut down what it is you're after and how you're going to pitch to people, because it can't just be pitching. It has to be content. It has to be really content-led. So fabulous. And I'm hoping, because with my new show on Wednesday, 1 till 3, Emma Goode is going to be in the studio probably around about 2 o'clock every Wednesday. And we'll do a little slot on social media, because I think it's such a vast topic. So tune in for top tips on social media every Wednesday around about 2 o'clock. On my 1 till 3 Carmel Jane Talks Business show.